Does he truly love you? 11 unmissable psychology signs that reveal the truth. Close your eyes for just 1 second and think about the last time someone made you feel truly seen. Not noticed, seen. Like they looked past all your walls, straight into the depths of who you are. Now imagine this. In less than half a heartbeat, just 0.2 seconds, your brain can trick itself into believing infatuation is love. But true love? That's different. It doesn't live in fleeting sparks or dizzying highs. True love settles deep within you where no illusion can touch it. It grows stronger when the fireworks fade and becomes the quiet foundation beneath everything else. And here's what keeps me up at night. What if you're pouring your heart into something that isn't real? What if every "I love you" he whispers feels hollow because deep down, you're not sure? You deserve more than guesses. You deserve certainty. And today, we're going to give you exactly that. I've spent years studying human behavior, attachment theory, neuroscience, psychology, and I've seen how these invisible threads weave together to create relationships that either lift us up or leave us questioning our worth. So trust me when I say this, love leaves evidence. Real, tangible proof that goes beyond words. Today, we're uncovering 11 undeniable signs, grounded in decades of research, that will show you whether his love is genuine or just another fleeting illusion. These aren't vague ideas, they're concrete actions you can spot right now, because love shouldn't have to beg for validation, it should speak for itself. You deserve a love that's not only said out loud, but felt in your chest, seen in his actions, and proven by time. A love so solid, it silences every doubt before it even forms. So grab a pen, or better yet, sit back and allow yourself to absorb this truth. Together, we'll peel back the layers of confusion, fear, and uncertainty until all that's left is clarity. And by the end of this video, you won't need anyone else to tell you what your heart already knows. Sign number 1. He feels you without you speaking. Have you ever been so lost in thought that words felt impossible, so weighed down by life that even opening your mouth seemed like too much effort? Now imagine this. Someone walks into the room, looks at you, and without a single word, they just know. They see the storm behind your silence. They feel the weight you're carrying, and they don't ask questions. They simply show up. That's where true love begins, not in grand gestures or loud declarations, but in quiet understanding. In those moments when he feels what you're feeling before you even say a word. Psychologists call it emotional resonance. The ability to pick up on subtle cues, the unspoken language between two souls. It's rare, it's profound, and it's one of the clearest signs that his love runs deeper than surface-level attraction. When he senses your mood shifting, when he notices the faintest crack in your smile, it's not magic, it's connection. A bond so strong it transcends words. So here's what I want you to do. The next time life feels heavy, when your shoulders slump under invisible burdens, watch how he reacts. Does he bring you a cup of tea without asking? Whisper softly, "I'm here"? Hold space for you without trying to fix everything? These actions might seem small, but let me tell you something. They're sacred. Every gesture, no matter how tiny, speaks volumes about the depth of his love. Pay attention to these moments because they reveal more than any declaration ever could. And there's science to back this up. Dr. John Gottman, one of the world's leading relationship experts, discovered that couples who master this emotional dance are 10 times more likely to build lasting love. Why? Because being truly seen isn't just romantic, it's transformative. When someone sees you, the real you, without judgment or hesitation, it creates safety, trust, a foundation so solid, nothing can shake it. This isn't just chemistry, this is connection. And if he has this ability, if he makes you feel safe simply by existing beside you, that's a sign worth holding on to. But emotional resonance is only the beginning. True love doesn't stop at seeing you, it goes further, much further. Let's talk about how he shows up when the stakes get higher. Sign number 2. He talks about a future, with you in it. Have you ever caught yourself daydreaming about tomorrow? Imagining what life could look like 5, 10, 20 years from now? Now think about this. When he talks about his future, does he include you in it? Does your name roll off his tongue as naturally as breathing when he speaks of plans, dreams, and possibilities? Because here's the truth. Words can be fleeting. Promises whispered in passing, easily forgotten. But some words, they're anchors. They tether us to something bigger than today, something that whispers, "You are my forever." Not just casual mentions of next weekend or vague ideas about someday. No, this is different. This is vision. This is him painting a picture where you're not just part of the scenery, you're the centerpiece. Attachment theory tells us that secure, deeply connected people don't just love you for the moment. They want to grow with you. They imagine life side by side. They dream together. They plan together. Because true love isn't content living in the present alone. It reaches for the horizon. So here's what I want you to do. The next time you're sharing quiet moments together, maybe over dinner, during a car ride, or curled up on the couch, ask him this simple question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Listen closely to his answer. Does he stumble? Or does he light up, effortlessly weaving you into his story? If his response paints a picture of a shared life, if he says things like, we'll travel, our home will be, then let me tell you, that's not just talk. That's alignment. That's him saying, without hesitation, I choose you. Not just today, but every day after. And trust me, there's nothing more powerful than hearing someone say your name in the same sentence as their dreams. But dreaming together is only half the equation. True love doesn't stop at envisioning the future. It builds it. Let's talk about how he turns those dreams into action. Sign number 3. He sacrifices without keeping score. Think about the last time someone gave something up for you, not because they had to, but because they wanted to. How did it feel? Did it settle into your chest like warmth on a cold day? True love isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself with fanfare or demand applause. Instead, it shows up quietly in the little things. Like when he gives up his comfort just to see your smile, when he chooses your happiness over his convenience without expecting anything in return. That's where real connection lives, in those quiet sacrifices that speak louder than words ever could. This brings us to sign number 3. He sacrifices with love, not resentment. True sacrifice isn't about keeping score or holding on to silent debts waiting to be repaid. It's selfless, unburdened, and most importantly, it comes from a place of genuine care. When he does these things, there's no bitterness behind them, no lingering expectation of reciprocity. Why? Because true love understands this simple truth. Love isn't transactional, it's unconditional. But here's the catch. Not all giving is created equal. Be mindful of what psychologists call love bombing. That's when someone showers you with grand gestures or endless favors, but only to control, manipulate, or keep you tied to them emotionally. Real love doesn't need a spotlight. It doesn't demand recognition or create pressure. Instead, it feels like peace, like safety, like knowing you're cherished without strings attached. And speaking of feeling safe, let's talk about how true love protects, not just physically, but emotionally too, because the way he shields your heart says everything about the depth of his commitment. Sign number 4. He celebrates you like you're his world. Think about the last time you accomplished something, big or small. Maybe it was acing that presentation, finishing a passion project, or even just trying something new for the first time. How did he react? Did his eyes light up like you just won the world? Did he celebrate your win as if it were his own? When someone truly loves you, your victories become theirs. Not because they have to, but because they want to. Because seeing you shine fills them with pride so deep, it feels like joy radiating from their soul. Neuroscience shows us why this matters. It's called empathic joy. When two people are deeply connected, your happiness triggers his happiness. Your success becomes his celebration. It's not just love, it's unity. That kind of reaction doesn't happen by accident. It happens when someone sees your dreams as extensions of their own. When they don't just notice your wins, but feel them, amplify them, and make you believe you're unstoppable. So here's how you can test this. The next time you achieve something, even something small like mastering a recipe or completing a workout, watch him closely. Does he notice? Better yet, does he celebrate? Does he remind you how incredible you are even when no one else is looking? If he lights up when you do, if he makes you feel like the star of your story, that's more than admiration. That's love paying attention. And let me tell you, there's nothing more affirming than knowing someone out there believes in you as fiercely as you deserve. But celebrating your wins is only part of the equation. True love doesn't stop at applause. It steps in when life gets hard. Let's talk about how he shows up during your toughest moments. Sign number 5. He stays calm when you're not. Let's be honest, we all have moments when emotions take the wheel. When frustration spills over, voices rise, and it feels like the world is spinning out of control. But here's what separates fleeting passion from enduring love. In your chaos, does he stay steady? Does he become the anchor that keeps you grounded when you feel untethered? That's where real strength lies, not in shouting louder or proving a point, but in staying calm when everything around him feels like it's falling apart. Therapists call this regulated response. It's more than just self-control. It's a conscious choice to prioritize understanding over ego, connection over conflict. It's easy to react impulsively when tensions run high, but love isn't about easy. It's about effort. And choosing to stay calm, even when every instinct tells him to lash out, is one of the most profound ways he can show you he cares. So here's what I want you to try. The next time things get intense, when the air feels heavy with unspoken words or unresolved feelings, suggest a timeout. Not to avoid the issue, not to escape each other, but to protect the love. A few minutes apart can give both of you space to breathe, reflect, and return ready to rebuild instead of destroy. Because love shouldn't leave scars, it should heal them. But staying calm isn't just about managing conflict, it's also about creating moments of peace even before the storms hit. Let's talk about how he nurtures serenity in your relationship, day by day. Sign number 6. He shares what scares him. Think about the last time you felt truly afraid. Maybe it was a fear of failure, rejection, or even losing someone you love. Now imagine sharing that fear, not with just anyone, but with the person who makes your heart skip a beat. Here's the thing about fear. It's raw, it's real, and it's terrifying to let someone see the cracks in your armor. But when he opens up to you, when he lays bare his deepest insecurities, he's not showing weakness, he's showing trust. That's where true strength lies, not in silence, but in vulnerability. Because only those who truly love us can hold our fears without judgment and help us find courage within them. Vulnerability is the ultimate act of trust. And according to Brené Brown, one of the world's leading experts on connection, vulnerability isn't just important, it's essential. She calls it the birthplace of love. When he opens up about his fears, his doubts, his struggles, he's saying something profound. I feel safe with you, safe enough to be imperfect, safe enough to let you see me at my most fragile. And that changes everything. Because when someone trusts you with their broken pieces, they're giving you the power to heal them, to build something unshakable together. So here's my challenge for you. The next time you're sharing quiet moments together, maybe late at night when the world feels still, ask him about his childhood dreams, or better yet, share one of your own fears, something you've never told anyone else. Intimacy starts there, in the spaces between words, in the moments where we dare to be vulnerable. When you exchange these sacred truths, you create a bond so deep, nothing can break it. You stop being two separate people and start becoming one unified force. But vulnerability doesn't end with sharing fears. It grows stronger when met with unwavering support. Let's talk about how he shows up for you when life gets hard. Sign number 7. He notices the details no one else sees. Have you ever had one of those moments where someone says something so specific, so uniquely you, that it stops you in your tracks? Like they've been quietly studying the little things about you, the habits, quirks, and rhythms that no one else even notices? That's not just attention, that's devotion. When someone truly loves you, they don't just see the big picture, they cherish the brushstrokes. And sign of 7 proves exactly that. He notices the details no one else sees. The way you stir your tea clockwise instead of stirring it at all. The song you hum under your breath when you're nervous or lost in thought. The exact moment your shoulders tense up before you say, I'm fine. These aren't random acts of kindness. They're evidence. Evidence that his heart is tuned into yours, picking up on frequencies others might miss, because true love doesn't skim the surface. It dives deep, it listens closely, it remembers everything. So here's what I want you to do. Grab a piece of paper or open your notes app and start writing down every little thing he remembers about you. Does he know how many sugars you take in your coffee? Does he recall the name of the book you casually mentioned last month? Or maybe he surprises you with something small but meaningful because he knows it'll make you smile. If that list keeps growing, if you find yourself adding new things every week, then let me tell you something profound. His heart is growing too. Every detail he notices becomes another thread weaving your lives together. Another proof point that he's not just present, he's fully invested. And isn't that what we all crave? To be seen, not just for who we try to be, but for who we really are, down to the smallest detail. But noticing the details is only half the story. True love doesn't stop at seeing, it acts. Let's talk about how he turns those observations into gestures that leave you breathless. Sign number 8, he protects your freedom. Have you ever felt trapped, even in love, like someone's affection was more like a tether than a bond? True love doesn't cage you. It doesn't clip your wings or dim your light. No, real love does the opposite. It lifts you higher. It gives you space to soar while knowing there's always a safe place to land. That's why sign number 8 is so powerful. He protects your freedom, not because he's indifferent, but because he knows that loving you means letting you be you. As Dr. Lisa Orbe beautifully puts it, real love thrives in space, not suffocation. Think about it. Love isn't about possession. It's not about keeping you close out of fear or insecurity. Real love understands that the strongest bonds are built on trust, and trust means giving you room to breathe, grow, and chase your dreams. When he supports your independence, he's saying something profound without uttering a word. I believe in you. I'm here for you, but I won't hold you back. So how do you know if he truly gets this? Look at how he reacts when you set goals that don't involve him. Does he cheer for your solo adventures, whether it's starting a business, taking a class, or traveling alone? Does he celebrate your wins without guilt-tripping you into spending less time on yourself? That's love with open hands. It's unconditional. It's freeing. And let me tell you, there's nothing more empowering than being loved by someone who wants to see you shine, not just beside them, but also on your own terms. But protecting your freedom is just one piece of the puzzle. True love doesn't stop there. It nurtures your soul too. Let's talk about how he helps you become the best version of yourself. Sign number 9, he's present with body and soul. Have you ever been in a room full of people but felt completely alone, like no one was truly there for you? Now imagine this. Someone looks at you, not just glances, but really looks. Their attention isn't divided by phones, distractions, or wandering thoughts. It's all on you. Every word you say matters. Every breath you take feels noticed. That kind of presence doesn't just happen, it's a choice. And when he chooses to be fully there with you, it's not just comforting, it's transformative. Love isn't just spoken, it's embodied. It lives in the way he tilts his head toward you, how he mirrors your energy, how his touch lingers during moments of silence. These aren't random acts, they're non-verbal promises. Promises that scream louder than any words ever could. I'm here. I see you. You matter. When he faces you when you speak, when he holds your gaze even in quiet pauses, that's presence. That's commitment. Because true love doesn't multitask. It focuses. It listens. It stays. So here's what I want you to notice. The next time you're together, pay attention to where his body is pointed. Is he facing you, leaning in, fully engaged? Or is he distracted, half turned away, scrolling through his phone, lost in thought? And watch for those subtle touches, the brush of fingertips against yours, the light squeeze of your hand during silence. These moments aren't accidental. They're deliberate. They're proof that his heart is as present as his body. When someone gives you their undivided attention, they're not just showing up, they're staying. And let me tell you, there's nothing more powerful than feeling like you're the only person in the world to him. Presence is beautiful, but it's not enough on its own. True love doesn't stop at being there. It protects what matters most. Let's talk about how far he'll go to keep you safe. Sign number 10. He says, I was wrong, and means it. Let me ask you this. How often do you hear someone say, I was wrong, and mean it, truly, deeply mean it? In a world where egos scream louder than hearts, those 3 words can feel like a miracle. They're rare, they're brave, and they're one of the clearest signs that love isn't just about being right. It's about being together. When he says I was wrong, he's not just admitting fault. He's choosing you, choosing humility over pride, connection over control. That's when love grows stronger, not weaker. This brings us to sign 10. He apologizes without defense, no excuses, no deflection, just pure accountability. Here's why this matters so much. Studies show that genuine apologies don't end relationships. They lower stress levels by up to 40%. Why? Because ownership heals. When someone owns their mistakes, they're saying, your peace is more important than my pride. That's not weakness, that's courage. Real love doesn't crumble under the weight of imperfection. It rises because 2 people are willing to grow through it. So here's what I want you to try. The next time there's tension between you when words have been said that shouldn't have been, say these 3 powerful words first. I was wrong. Watch how he responds. And if he mirrors your vulnerability, if he meets you halfway with his own admission of fault, you'll know something profound. You're building trust, not the fragile kind that shatters easily, but the unshakable kind that lasts a lifetime. And let me tell you, few things in life feel as safe as knowing you're loved by someone who values truth over ego. But owning mistakes is only one piece of the puzzle. True love doesn't stop at apologizing, it actively works to prevent them in the first place. Let's talk about how he shows you respect every single day. Sign number 11, he loves the real you, not the perfect you. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly seen? Not admired for your highlight reel, not loved because you had everything together, but cherished exactly as you are, flaws and all? In a world that constantly tells us to be more, do more, be perfect, there's nothing more powerful than someone who looks at your imperfections and doesn't just accept them, they adore them, because they know those cracks are what make you beautifully, unapologetically you. That brings us to sign number 11, the most profound one yet. He sees your flaws and still chooses you every single day. This isn't ordinary love, this is unconditional love. Psychologists call it unconditional positive regard. It means loving without conditions, without edits, without masks. He doesn't try to fix you or mold you into some ideal version of yourself. Instead, he loves the messy parts, the quirks, the insecurities, the pieces of you that even you struggle to accept. And why? Because he knows perfection isn't real. What's real is the soul behind the surface, the one he fell in love with. That kind of love doesn't come from shallow attraction. It comes from deep respect, trust, and admiration for the person standing before him, scars and all. And here's the truth about true love. It's not a fairy tale. It's not a perfect picture frozen in time. True love is two people choosing each other again and again, even when life gets hard, even when you stumble, even when the mirror shows you things you wish it didn't. It's waking up every morning and deciding to stay, to grow, to rise together, to hold space for each other's humanity and celebrate the beauty in the brokenness. So I'll leave you with this final thought. If he loves the real you, the imperfect, unfiltered, honest you, then he's not just giving you his heart, he's handing you freedom. Freedom to be exactly who you are without apology. And if you've found that, hold on to it, fight for it, because that kind of love changes everything. If you saw your story reflected in these signs, if you felt that quiet spark of recognition, hold on to it. Hold on to him. Because love like this doesn't come around often. It's rare, it's precious, and it deserves to be cherished. But what if you didn't see yourself here today? What if doubt lingered instead of clarity? Let me tell you something. That's okay. Awareness isn't failure, it's power. Knowing where to look is the first step toward finding what your heart truly deserves. Real love leaves evidence, and now you know exactly how to find it. The heart isn't meant to guess, it's meant to feel. True love, the kind that shakes you to your core and settles in your soul, always leaves clues. Now you have the map. So here's my challenge to you. Which sign hit home for you the most? Was it the way he feels you without words? Or maybe the dreams he weaves with you at the center? Drop it in the comments. I'm reading every single one. And I'll share a bonus insight just for you because I believe everyone deserves to understand their love story on a deeper level. Love isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you learn. It's a language written in actions, whispered through silences, and proven in time, and today you became fluent in its language. Thank you for being part of this journey. See you next time.